It's a familiar scene all across the Philippines. Businesses are closing at a pace unseen in recent years. The Philippine government imposed one of the world's strongest, strictest lockdowns, which lasted from March till June. More than 50 million Filipinos were forced to stay at home in the entire region of Luzon. But the soaring number of coronavirus infections last month forced the government to announce another lockdown.
A year. It's hard to believe that this actually lasts a year and might continue in future. I usually wake up early in the morning but I woke up late today. Fortunately, I just have to take a short bath and I am ready to go. I don't have to worry about being late due to traffic because I just have to set up my laptop and go back online. I usually write notes, attend online meetings, and go back to bed. I always wonder, how are my classmates doing?
We all know that having problems are inevitable. The common problems that we have in our civilization are suddenly disconnecting in the middle of the discussion. Managing workload, and last but not the least is the stress that we always have. As always, we cannot leave problems unsolved. Every problem has a solution. And here we are to give you some tips and tricks to overcome the waves through LabHigh ways.
We should note that having our time balance helps us to know how to manage workload from schoolwork to the time we spend with our family, considering we are all having a stay-at-home education. So, I am giving you some pointers on how you should manage your time in terms of schoolwork and family. 1. Having a planner. Having a planner really helps in terms of fixing schedules. You can also set your appointments using planners. If you rely more on the phone, there are always schedule planning apps like Google Calendar. 2. Manage the free times. Having a planner really helps you identify when are your free times. Having free time is essential because this is the time you spend on doing chores, have family bonding, or just having a me time.
Alongside the heavy workloads on both students and teachers is stress. Stress affects our performance in finishing workloads. Therefore, learning how to manage them will be essential. So I will be giving you advice regarding how to manage stress. Tip number 1. Taking a short break. Taking a short break wouldn't hurt. In fact, taking an hour nap or just taking a short break from your work will greatly reduce your stress and help you empty your mind and focus on what you are doing. Tip number 2. Talking to your family and peers. Talking to your family and friends through social media will help you to reduce your stress. You can open up to your parents, considering you're all stuck at home. It'll also help you strengthen your bond with your family. If you don't bond often, you might consider contacting your peers through messaging apps and tell them your problems.
Having priorities is one of the most important parts if you want to overcome the challenges of the new normal education. Although setting priorities is under the time management, we want to give emphasis on how priorities work. So here are the tips regarding on how to keep your priorities straight. Tip 1. Identifying your priorities and knowing which is essential. It is important to know what are your priorities in the first place if you want to keep your priorities straight. It is also important that you know which priorities you should do first. Tip 2. Having a proper discipline. Having priorities includes having a good discipline. Without proper discipline, having priorities is meaningless.